Hey, this your boy Doug, bringing you all of the great moments that you had to be there for to find them funny. Little introduction: I'm Doug, a graphic designer that you never heard of before, so nothing unusual with that. Uh, and I ramble, so just getting my thoughts out there and just getting my thoughts in the world uh, is what I plan to do here. Working on this project, this concept, this idea with a good friend of mine. As soon as he gets plugged in, we'll get this thing on the road. Uh, tell the listeners about yourself, why they should care.
You should care. Number one, because I am the least interesting person in the world, but not just that. This is my brother, man. We go back so many years and we have so many stories, and I think we have a pretty decent perspective. Kind of the tagline for this whole program is a new aged artist, a nuanced artist, rather, that being Mr. Douglas on the other end here, and a new age preacher. I am an interim pastor right now. Give our perspectives on the world. And, oftentimes we agree, most of the times we do not, but in all cases, it's typically entertaining. So I just invite you to come and listen to our perspective, and maybe you feel the same way, maybe you don't, but I think we have a lot to share.
I'm just going to start it off and say, right now, uh, I'm tired of seeing families in matching outfits under trees.
So here's the thing.
Right?
You know, I am going to wholeheartedly disagree with you right there. And the first thing I said to myself is, not only are you a Grinch, but you a bona fide hater out here. You a whole hater in these streets.
Right? I mean, I could concur with that. I
Why
believe
are
it.
you mad about joy? Now listen, I could be the first one to tell people I hate joy too. It makes me hurt most times. Just because I'm not very happy most days, surprise, surprise, people, I can get a little gray. But what's your problem with people's posts, man? What's going on?
Because I don't believe you. I don't believe them. They got a tree that's 72 feet tall. They got they got the Macy's Day Parade in their living room. All the gifts is wrapped perfectly. I'm a grown man and I have the hand dexterity of a toddler. Okay. So if other grown men have hand dexterity like mine, then I already know your gifts shall be terrible. And nobody's gift is ever missing, like it's never half and half, or it's like wrapping paper from like 2017, wrapping paper with 2020. Everybody's stuff is just too perfect. And all their kids is wearing all the flannel, and the dog got flannel, and she got flannel, and he got flannel. I don't believe you because second thing is you don't talk about your kids no other time in the year, but on their birthday and on Christmas, and now you love them. Let
Well,
me tell
see,
you this.
I can rebut that once you finish your thought.
Go ahead, go for your rebuttal.
Well, let me tell you. See, I'm going to rebut. I'm going to push back against this because my house is one of those houses this year that look like that. The tree was not quite 72 feet. It was a sparse 7, but um this year, like, because we were all in the house so much, it cut down on our gas. It cut down on a lot of other expenses we really didn't even think about. Now, we went up on some, but I was able to, put some money out in my wife's hands to let her do what she want to do. Oh, by the way, I'm married, got 2 kids. My wife and I have been married for 13 years, and we do love our kids, but we also hate other people's Christmas pictures. And this year there were, I think I counted something like 40 some odd gifts under the tree, no cap. And I asked my wife, I was like, "Yo, what's wrong with you? Like, for real, what's wrong with you?" And she was just like, I went crazy this year because the kids are just gone through so much. If you're listening in another city that's not Nashville, I'm bring you up to speed. There was a tornado in Nashville in March, and so our kids' schools shut down in March, and so actually late February. So February tornado hit. March, the COVID pandemic was officially announced. Schools were shut down for that, and they've been home ever since. And so even when they had an option to go back to school, we didn't send them back. We kept them online just because, both my kids got, health problems and complications that could make that situation ugly for us. So, and me, I got a bunch of comorbidities that really don't need to come in contact with the virus. So we kept them at home. So my wife admittedly gone crazy a little bit this year. She said if I was going to spoil my kids anytime this year, it'd be this year. So one of them got a new game system. We got a dog, and yes, the dog had a sweater on. You got the Christmas card. Like, I'm the family that you lying about. So in some way, I feel attacked.
Well, you should be attacked. Number one, we could first start off with the first problem is kids not a fan. I got two of them. I'm just not a fan. Now my kids, they got tons of stuff. They
Hmm.
they they spent they probably opened every gift and spent 3 seconds with the gift before they opened a new gift,
That
which
tracks.
further irritated me because I
Hmm.
grew up in a very different era. I grew up where
Hmm.
you got like two Christmas gifts, and the one thing you got was the one thing that you've been asking for since the Toys R Us catalog came out.
Bro, I told my son who got poured lavishly with gifts last year. We got him some more stuff that kind of went with those gifts from last year. Like, if he got a PlayStation, we got him some more games and got him some accoutrements, to go along with it, gaming seat, headphones, yada yada. He was like upset because literally 7 gifts he opened with socks. My man's had full grown tears in his eyes. And as much as I love the Lord, I was finna send them to him. Cause I'm like, dude, how dare you? Like everything your mama have been through this year, because I ain't buy none of that stuff. Everything your mama have been through this year to provide for you, and you just gonna look at it and literally go socks and throw it over his shoulder. But
Yeah, like hey, like Kobe. He said Kobe to them socks. Listen, and on that deal, I'm even more upset because 7 pair of socks sound like a good deal to me. Like that's
I
a
mean,
that's a good deal. I mean, you can't pass up because normally you find socks, for $5 for seven and like a Burlington.
man,
That's a
forget Burlington, bro. Let's take it. Let's get real hood with it. You find a pack of 25 for $1 at your local corner, and I don't mean the corner store. They're outside in a truck
yeah.
selling them out of a tent.
We
That's
got
what's
it.
up on the socks.
You you don't wear them socks. They like the socks you put on. Yeah, them
Those
socks.
socks are reserved for soap and prison
Right,
situations.
right. Those socks are used to assault people with random nickels and pennies. You put them socks on your feet, you're gonna catch gangrene. Your toes gonna fall off. Corner
Immediately.
D-boy socks.
Okay, so yeah, I get it, man. You're not a fan of kids, but listen, Christmas, you have to put the family out there, bro.
I got two kids and neither one of them went together on any Christmas pictures. And the only picture I posted for Thanksgiving was an angry face because I needed the people to know this is real life. Real life ain't a well lit studio with you and your puppy dog wearing the Grinch sweaters. Real life is the chaos that comes afterwards. Like show me them pictures when you open them presents. Show me that living room 45 seconds after Christmas started. That's what I want to see. I want to see your face of distress. I want to see the look in your eyes of murder. You gonna take a picture of me? I look at that joint like women who come on to give like makeup tutorials. I don't want to
Oh,
see the after effect. I want to see the first when you with your bad skin and your acne and your baby hair looking like
oofda.
looking
Your
like they
baby hair
throwing up.
mustache.
Yeah, like throwing up West Side. That's what I want to see. I want to see your chin hairs. Show me that. Because I think in this day of time, it's like social media is like the new competitive sport. It's like the new and it's the competition between I can have a better
That's
Christmas than
perfect.
you. You know
That's
what?
perfect.
It's
That's
like
a perfect analogy, man.
I have a better Christmas than you, so I'm gonna show you a picture of my kids, and I'm gonna have a better Christmas. But the reality is, like, I don't believe you.
And see, I'm gonna push back against that a little bit too because I don't think it's I have a better Christmas than you. I see the reverse. I deal with like self-esteem things, so I always see things from the opposite side of things. For anybody that doesn't know what we look like, Doug, we kind of look like A Ball and MJG if they both got doctorate degrees. Um, so I see things a little differently in life: shorter, darker, less hair, all that kind of good stuff. So
Uglier,
I
yeah,
see it just you know what when I see you, it's on site, but
yeah.
just like I see it as I just want you to know I'm having just a good Christmas as you. Like my life is on par. And I agree that it's all a farce, but I think that man, social media at least allows some people to even the playing fields like, dang, if I get a decent enough editing studio or software, I can make my life look like something, even if I'm in a trailer. Like if I buy a Mercedes, I can sleep on the floor, but if I take a picture with my Mercedes in front of a mall that I'm not about to go into, I can still make you think I'm balling.
But that's the
So
thing. I think that is the interesting conundrum is the social this social currency, right? And it's that thing of if you feel good about me, then I feel good about myself. And I think it's a weird slippery slope because there's going to come a time when you have to face the repercussions or face the music of your actions. If you are going into debt so other people can feel good about you to feel good about yourself, then eventually Sally may come in with a pistol and she
I
gonna
mean,
want it
but
back.
and we all going into that though. I mean, let's be honest, dude. Like, so I manage properties, man, and I had a property with an assistant manager that moved from Baltimore. Shout out to the DMV, which I know you frequent. You know that's your home base right now. She moved from Baltimore down to Nashville. She was here for a hot 72 hours. I came in, she came on a Wednesday. I came back in the office on Monday. She was gone. Got a text from my regional like, hey, yeah, she went back to Baltimore. I'm like, why? She said the cost of living was too high for what we were paying her. Like, bro, we all under that pistol. Like, I don't care who you are.
That's the weird part is that because we're trying to appease the social media gods or whoever they are, now you're making these weird decisions because you feel like these decisions are going to put you in a better light. They're like, oh, I am going to move to where I feel like I can ball at because my assumption is it's going to be cheaper down there. And then you move to a city you can't afford.
But you know what? When the new year comes, I think a lot of people are going to be doing that now. I mean, as far as the moving thing, because we all know how Nashville is booming. Like, I think we're getting something like 25 people a day. Austin is getting something like 200 people a week. Like, it's some kind of weird migration going on to these cities that are cheaper to live in. But then because the prices have skyrocketed so much, people get here and go, "Oh God, it's not as cheap as I thought." So I need to do something. And now I just got 16 roommates in a 1 bedroom apartment.
But see,
Um,
that's what they get for trying to be better and better than themselves. That's that is the price that you pay for trying to be a better person. I don't understand it because it's whatever 20 comes or whatever year that happens. I'm the same me. I'm gonna be New Year, same me, same terrible individual. I'm not trying to self improve. I'm not trying to get a new job. I'm doing none of that. I'm just gonna enjoy life. Uh,
Finally, a subject we can both agree on. You are terrible.
yeah, I see, and I look at all these people, and I say, these people are, yeah, in 2021, I'm starting a business and I've been spending the COVID time practicing my skill set. I've done nothing in
Oof.
COVID. I've eaten and I drank alcohol. Uh, that is what I did in COVID.
Afala. Dude, so I thought that same thing. And so here's another weird social media thing. New Year's is coming, so you got everybody's resolution lies. And I'm like, man, I see people that I watch on different channels, and I go, man, so and so lost a lot of weight. Man, so and so's got, what I'm saying, look like they got their life together right now. They look like the struggle is a little less, and I'm in the same old struggle. Like my struggle might be worse going into 2021 just because I'm more beat up from 2020. So
But
I don't feel like I'm gonna be the same, but I will feel like I am grossly affected by 2020, and I don't know if it's the resolution type of joy that I'm feeling going into 2021.
see, that's the problem. Once again, I don't believe those people. I don't believe Instagram at all. I do not believe it. You can show me pictures all you want to. I don't believe it. And it's not for me to believe in the first place. So don't worry about me and my like. Because I'm telling you, if you're posting your kids in matching outfits, okay,
Dislike.
unless you're friends and family, because I like some children, but I don't. But most of y'all
Nah,
like,
that's the best dislike. That's the best
yeah,
dislike because you can at
uh,
least call them and explain your dislike.
yeah, like man, I'm cool. But it's but but it's that thing, right? It's the thing of like you lie to yourself, you lie to everybody else, they lie to you lie back to them. and everybody's lying, but the reality is nobody's doing well. You know, if
That's
you
not
would,
true though.
I'll say this: if you had a job or a career that was set in the capitalistic rise of 2019, then you couldn't be doing well in 2020 because everything is stopped. So
Not true. And I'm see,
your
see,
entertainers, look at your entertainers, your athletes, your and I'm talking about entertainers from the high to the low. I'm talking about all these people these restaurant owners. I'm talking about these nightclub owners. I'm talking about these nightclub acts. Everybody is suffering. So yeah, people who are in the web space, people who are in IT, people who are
okay.
in that kind of movement, it's regular day to them. But everybody else suffered.
I'm going to reference something that I've heard you say before.
What's that?
And it's something along the lines of um, either way it went, it was around the fact that everybody's doing bad or entertainment's doing bad and or everything is just worse in 2020. I don't really believe that just because the thing that has popped the most right now is people being able to monetize their social media presence.
Now
And
let's
I'm
get
gonna
into.
plug. I'm gonna plug one more thing in there before you do a deep dive.
Okay.
Pause. Um, People have been able to monetize their social media presence more, and people have been able to get into online businesses more. Like I'm just gonna plug myself real quick because I'm cheap and I'm needed. But I started low key. I'm working with some marketing people now, trying to learn that game. And I never would have thought about it prior to. Actually, I wanted to do it when I started undergrad, but I just kind of copped out because I was afraid or whatever. But now I'm really like, I need a business I can do online because I don't want to have to keep going out here and managing these properties. We got a cleaning business. I don't want to keep going out there doing all that kind of stuff. When something like this happens again, I want to be at home, but still be able to make that money.
Well, I can say this. Did COVID provide several opportunities? Of course it did. It did provide people to be at home. It did provide people with different avenues of making money. But in my opinion, and my understanding of humans I've been around, that's not everybody's game. That's not everybody's ability to shift from one thing to the other. Some people just sat down. Some
Hey
people
man,
could not. Some people could not function in a technological society. They just can't. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, they can. Yeah, they can get on the internet, but you know, I would guess 50% doesn't have computers. And look at
Whew,
people
that's steep,
people
man.
people who I know who have the internet, have laptops, don't have desktop computers. If they have laptops, it's from work. So this is the thing I'm saying. It's like, yes, I think that it did offer opportunities to monetize their presence and their time. Let's go to something like your OnlyFans and how this is boomed, right?
But you had to go there.
Right.
It's
So
Douglas, so we know we go there.
yeah, so it's like I find it very interesting, and I find it positive for creators and positive people making content that they were able to produce this platform. But the thing I do understand is just like everything else. There are people at the top making a lot of money, and the people at the bottom aren't making any money.
Ah,
And I think that the people at the top want people at the bottom to join in so that they can build a better financial platform for this, better financial base for this
whatever the
platform.
product is. Okay.
Right, because like we need more people to buy in. And if we can make you believe, it's like a Ponzi scheme to me. If we can make you believe that everybody's making money, well, then when you get on this platform and you bring your demographic to us, we're going to take a cut of your money anyway.
That's an interesting way to look at that. I think that's a
It's
really interesting perspective. The Ponzi scheme
it's like
angle.
it's like pimping ain't dead. As my man from the UGK, Pimp C said, pimping ain't dead. He just moved to the internet. I think
RP
I
Pimp
think
C.
I think that is the place that we're at. That pimping ain't dead is just moved to the internet, and because um, people have become so accustomed to paying the pimp, the digital pimp, the industry pimp, the PayPal pimp, the OnlyFans pimp, the payment system pimp, the Cash App pimp. People have become so accustomed to paying the pimp that this is not new for them. It's interesting that if I'm providing content to an individual whose name I probably know or email address I know, then why am I using this platform? Because it's easier, and I've become accustomed to getting pimped.
Well, I agree with you in some way, but here's the problem. First of all, if we understand human civilization and the history thereof, we know that prostitution is the oldest profession in the world. When you have nothing else to sell, you sell yourself. So we have come to a place in society where your personality, like, dude, on everything. I went through a program that cost me zero money, but when we got to the marketing part of the program on how to grow your business, they were like, look, people buy you before they buy your product. So back in the day, the notion was you put out a good product, you build it, they will come, right? Now people have to buy you and then they buy your product. So while I agree that we are this weird Black Mirror society right now, I do also think that that's that's not necessarily a bad thing. And the people at the top are always going to make more. That's any economic, any economy of size or scale. That's always going to be the truth. And the people at the bottom are always going to make significantly less. But I do think there is a nice little middle that some people can come to. Like, I have no idea about OnlyFans. God help if any of my church members hear this, but I have no idea, what the OnlyFans pay scale is. I've never gone on it. I don't want to hear anything from my mothers, deacons, or anybody else. But I'm sure that it's set up like most internet things where you have people who are more popular and then people who are less. But the people who are less, even if they made $10 a month from it, bro, that's a $10 a month they did doing something they wanted to do. And I think that's the promotion that I like about the world right now is a child. There are so many kids. My son is a certain age where he's watching younger kids, what play video games, or kids his age, rather, should I say. The younger kids thing got a little weird, but watching kids his age play video games and their families are killing it. And I'm not even seeing that from the subscribers point of view, but I'm saying they kill it because every now and then they'll put a video out there like, okay, people want to know how much we make. Here's a ballpark and here's how we do it. And
No,
so there's a way to make it happen.
yeah, but here's the other problem, right? So we look at America, the place of opportunity. There's this book I read called The Outliers.
Yep.
And The Outliers kind of lines up. I mean, it's a good read for anyone who wants to go listen to it. But The
That
Outliers,
Malcolm Gladwell?
it's Malcolm Gladwell. So The
Yeah.
Outliers kind of helps you frame, or kind of help me frame, my point of reference to see the world as more so as it is, right? Yes, this is a place of opportunity for everyone, but it's only a small percentage of people who are going to make it to the top, number one. And it's only going to be a smaller percentage of people who make it to the top and stay there. So, longevity, the opportunity, and then getting longevity. I think that the longevity comes from the work ethic. The opportunity just comes from luck, happenstance. So I look at the number one YouTube creator is this kid. I think he made like $30 million last year. And all he does is,
Is it one of the Logans?
his name is Ryan, maybe. I don't. Let me see.
Because what you're about to say has so many different silos that I'm gonna poke all kind of holes in it.
No, his name is Ryan. So the Ryan kid, he goes on the internet and he unboxes toys, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Ryan is not paying for these toys, I'm sure.
Not
Right?
anymore. Not anymore.
I'm pretty sure he was getting this is what I say the frame of reference, because I am such a pessimist, and because I'm such a cynic.
Because I hate life and I'm such a nihilist.
Yeah, because of my particular perspective, I always think it's staged. I always think, oh, they gave this kid this thing because number one is getting traction, right?
Yeah, but that's the truth. No, they tell you that though.
Right. But it tells us now. And I think, and this is probably within the last couple years, I paid attention to now they're starting to say paid partnerships. They used to didn't say that. They used to just have a product, start selling. They didn't say anything. But now they're saying partnership, paid partnership, sponsorship, blah, blah, blah.
But see, again, you're wrong because number one, I've seen Ryan videos. My kids watch his videos,
Yeah, you're part of the
and
problem.
so right. So, but early on, they were just regular toys. Like I've seen people pop off. All right, shout out Soldier Knows Best, Mark Watson, Whitehaven High School, class 2002, my guy. Soldier Knows Best is an unboxer essentially, but he's a tech unboxer. So he's a tech reviewer, if you will. I guess it's kind of demeaning to call him a tech unboxer. It's kind of weird. But just like Marquise Brownlee, right? These dudes kill it because they're unboxing, but not only are they unboxing, they have to have, and Marquise Brownlee said it himself, and so as Soldiers Knows Best, they said, I have to have a particular depth of knowledge about this product in order to make it appealing for you to watch me unbox it and talk about it. So it's not just that they're getting the products, but they have to be able to know a little bit about the product. So I think it's a whole evolution of consumer education that comes along with that particular field. Unboxings are quick, they're very targeted, and they drive a lot of traffic because I can watch an unboxing in 10, maybe 15 minutes at the most.
All right,
You
so
know, I,
here's so here
and
so
decide if I want to buy this product.
all right, so here is the angle, right? So I in this quarantine COVID reality, I've got into playing uh PlayStation more than I normally would have.
That
And
tracks. That tracks very well.
and I started kind of watching some of these YouTube content providers for kind of help on some of the things that like there's a game I played um that is a little bit more difficult. So I listen to the guys who kind of give you the tutorials on how to get here, how to do this, that, and the third. But I also have watched some of the streams. And one of the streams I found very interesting was a content creator going off about how he did not get an early release of a game.
Oh yeah. There is some new entitlement that is weird right now.
Right, but but he put that down. He put it down to a very fiscal understanding of
Yep.
if I don't get it early,
Yep.
I can't stream it early. If I
Yep.
can't stream it early, people can't watch me stream it early, and people
I
and
can't monetize.
I can't monetize. So it's the
So
thing of that everybody's unboxing, right? Everybody's unboxing. It's the characters and it's the actual content. The content and the character, but the concept is the same. The concept is the same. It's been the same across the board. That's
oh
why
yeah.
that's why you'll have if you go unboxing, you'll have 96,000 people doing unboxing videos, but everybody's trying to be a little bit different character.
Well, here's it. So this is what I was telling a young lady who asked me some career advice for what I know. I don't know why, but she was thinking about starting a YouTube channel, and I said, listen. And she was just concerned about saturation. In business we call that saturation. Too many people in one lane drives down the demand for the product, drives down the production of the product. You go out of business. That's the general concept, right? But I told her, I said, well, here's the weird thing about YouTube is specifically, or social media presence specifically, if you are presenting a particular product. I don't think saturation exists anymore. Like oversaturation. I don't think it exists. So me personally, I love watching movie reviews. I used to love to go to the movies. Can't do that anymore because death, and so I'm not going. But I love watching movie reviewers. I literally sat down and counted nine YouTube channels I watch on just movie reviews. Now they're different reviews, like you said, they present it in a different way. But I literally watched the same movie review 9 times from 9 different people, and
But
I'm hearing a lot of the same thing. But so there's room for, and all of these people have healthy subscriberships. Is that a word? That's a word. That's a word now.
That's a
They have
word
healthy
now.
subscriberships, and they have real life income that they're making, whether they got 80,000 subscribers or like 9.5 million. Don't matter.
That is a big jump, and I
And
think
that replaces a day job, dude. But
but I
still,
think
80,000 subscribers can replace a day job, man. That's crazy.
only if you're monetized, only if they monetize you, only if
Well,
you're
if you're
merchant.
not monetizing, you crazy.
Well, but the thing is, I think that in my little understanding of YouTube, I think YouTube makes that decision for you. They decide when they want to monetize you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think that's how it works. But
I
I'm an
thought you
idiot.
just signed up to a.
Listen,
I thought. Well, we know
listen,
that.
listen, and I can tell you this. In this COVID, I've become one of the fellow smart dumb people that I jump in these conversations based off
Are you the
my
copy and paster?
yeah, I jump in these conversations based off of my what I saw in the headlines, and now I am a self-proclaimed a genius. I am an armchair genius when it comes to all topics. Um, when you said the movie reviews, you made me think of like I'll watch a movie and not get it, and then I'll have to watch a movie review to help me understand. Is this
Now, what in the world were they saying right there?
right? Well, first and foremost,
What was that
hey,
reference?
what did I just watch? And is this terrible? you know,
Is it terrible or not? Somebody tell me
right?
how to think.
Somebody tell me how to feel because I want to throw my TV in the ocean, but maybe I missed something. You know what I mean? Maybe there was some artistic in the situation.
All right, man. You can't say that and not give an example.
All right, so I was watching this show called Sputnik, right?
Oh boy.
And Sputnik is this weird Russian science fiction thing about
Oof.
these astronauts going to space and then on their way back from space, um,
Things get real.
an alien, and they don't really show this. First of all, spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't watched Sputnik. It's on Netflix. Take your time, push pause, and then come back. Um, but anyway, so the alien crawls inside this spaceship, and you don't see him. This you just see kind of
Reactions.
well, you see like a shape go across the window, and you see their reaction. They look up, and you see the top of their spaceship getting twisted open, and you realize, oh, something's going wrong here. So they then they flash forward to uh, the spaceship crashes. A man is tossed out of the spaceship, which I don't know how that happens, but whatever. And another man is standing there bleeding, and he's like, they're like, get this guy out of here, get him up, put him in the gurney or whatever. So they take this guy and they put him in this underground facility, right? So
You
I'm
just
like,
described a Ron Burgundy skit, by the way.
right. So
I
I'm
don't I
like,
don't know what just happened. I don't know.
yeah.
I
So
don't
I'm
know.
like, okay, cool. Evidently something has attacked this man in this ship. I guess I don't know, but that's cool. So they're, everybody's acting kind of normal, and everybody's acting plain and cool. And in the midst of all this guy landing, the Russians call out for this doctor, air quotation marks. I don't know what she was. She was somebody who used to torture people for fun under the auspice of helping them. So she had been known for her extreme methods in getting results. So she had just cured some boy of panic attacks by almost killing him. So I guess he thought, hey, I'm better alive and not drowned because she tried to drown him or whatever. So, so anyway, so moving forward, they bring her in. She interviews the guy. Everybody's cool. Everything's fine. She's like, oh, this guy got PTSD. Nothing abnormal about him. All right, dude. She thinks I'm going home. Everything's cool. I've come on this weird Russian base because this is a base in the middle of nowhere. Come on this weird Russian base. And then all of a sudden, the movie just turns for the worst. Uh, so they wake up in the middle of the night, and I'm paraphrasing, and they take her to this camera, and then at nighttime, there's an alien inside this dude.
Uh, what?
Yeah. So at nighttime, he goes to sleep. and
Uh-huh.
the alien
Uh-huh.
comes out of his mouth and crawls on the floor
But
and kicks it for a while. He out, he trying to see what's happening. He checking
we
his,
out here.
he out here, checks his email. You know what I mean? He sees,
Update IG.
he see them DMs. He slide them
Yo, what's
DMs.
up? What's happening? I'm
What's
on this
popping?
ship right now, finna wreak a little havoc, raise a
Yeah,
little hell. You know what it is.
you
It's
know,
your boy Alien. I'm out.
yeah. Brand new whip, new got options. He pop out, and, and the girl is like,
What's
"Yo,"
popping?
she's like, "Yo, what's up with this? What's up with this alien situation?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we forgot to tell you, dude got an alien inside of him, and it's your
Sorry,
job, and it's
skip
your
to tell you. You know, this little alien over here though. Just so you
yeah,
know, FYI, FYI.
and it's
But
your job,
continue what you were doing. Continue what you were
right? And it's your job to get this alien out of him." Now, mind you,
doing.
I have seen no reason why this woman who's getting put up in front of a review board. She's in the front of a review board at the
She
beginning
looked
of this
just as
meeting.
confused as you are.
Right. This woman is in the first scene. She's in front of a review board about drowning somebody. They bring her in for alien research, and I'm thinking, what is this? What's going on now? So cool, Willie. I'm with that. Fine. She brings in, she's unorthodox, alien comes out. In the midst of this whole situation, this woman, in her infinite wisdom, decides, I am going to interact with this alien. So she goes in. She goes in the little room with the aliens in. It's like a little glass wall between them. And she looks. She smiles. And she tries to put her hand on the glass like ET. And of course, the alien tries to attack her. Bow. Which as you would expect from an alien.
as one would assume.
Fast forward to the next night, she gets back in the cage, and she tells them to open the glass.
Uh,
Now, Willie, at this point,
you mean where the alien is?
where the alien is. Now, at
Huh?
this point,
That's peculiar.
I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna have to watch me a review of this movie because evidently I've had a partial seizure and my brain, I must have slept through half this movie because I'm trying to bring my mind around where this person who has no alien background, she doesn't even seem to be she used to be a dog catcher.
She,
Uh
she, wait. She wasn't an alientologist at
she
all.
she didn't seem good with animals. I just didn't feel it with her. She opens this glass. Now, Willie, here go the funny part. She open the glass. Now, mind you, this movie is all in Russian, right? So you gotta read subtitles with it.
Wait, what?
It's all subtitles.
Bruh.
Yeah. So there's that part. But anyway, open the glass. They say, "You sure?" She says, "Yeah, open the glass." So they give her like a spacesuit from the '60s, right?
Mm,
Just a big bubble dome spacesuit to
look
go
like a
in.
look like a triple fat goose.
Right. They got her a New York edition spacesuit to go into this. She had Tim's on and a spacesuit, and she goes into this this container where this aliens come out this dude's mouth, right?
Uh
It's got
huh.
dude, it's alien.
Wait. So the dude is still there?
Oh yeah, he's still there. He's asleep. When the alien comes out, he
So
passes
he's
out.
not dead.
No, it's like a Bill Cosby type situation. you know, you know, give him a couple drugs. He's out of
You
there.
finna get canceled, fool.
So, so
Oh my god.
so she walks in the room. There's alien juice all over the floor because the alien comes out, slides around the place, slip and slides. Alien the trick daddy. He signed it to slip and slide record. He
You
just
look at that, he just doing the tootsie slide.
right. He took the slide. Let one tentacle up, left tentacle down. He took the slide across the floor, right? So in this tootsie slide situation, she's like walking towards the alien, and like she puts a toy down, and the alien sees the toy, and the alien like moves towards the toy and like wraps around the toy, and then she reaches out to pat this alien because she wants to touch this alien. Now, mind you, once
Okay.
again, I didn't see her handle any other animals. I don't know if her I don't know if she's watched Jack Hanna. She might have watched some Jack Hanna stuff on the TV. She might have
Not
watched
sure if she even owns a dog.
right. She might have watched the Tiger King Netflix special. So maybe that
Probably
what
not the best example of animal ownership, but whatever.
right. We're trying I think it emboldened her to touch this animal. And in the midst of all this situation, she slips in the little Tootsie Slide juice, and he attacks her dog again, and he grabs her and he mauls her pretty profusely, which I let out a sigh of relief.
Because had he not done that, I would lose faith in alien
I,
kind. That's just
I
what
would
it is.
lose I would lose face in consequences for dumb actions because if you walk your hind parts into an alien cage and you don't get attacked, then I don't believe you either.
Shout out Cat Williams. If you walk into an alien cage and you give him a toy
Yeah.
and he mauls you to death, I think God's will has been done for your life.
I don't see anything wrong. Uh,
Nothing.
but then the funny part about the whole scenario is the movie ends with this woman trying to help this man with an alien inside him escape. And I just think of like this is a storyline I've seen before. Women are always
Yeah, it's called E.T. This is the prequel to E.T.
I
That's what
can go
this is.
I can go deeper than that. This is all
I don't want you to. This is
uh,
horrible.
another case of a
No
woman
review needed.
trying to save a terrible man. Like this is
Oh,
what this is.
did
It's
you
the
did you realize do that?
it's the King Kong scenario all over. Like what did the King Kong chick think was gonna happen?
But but
That
King
cool?
Kong was like a racist movie, right? Like you know the whole history behind that thing, right?
No, I do not. Tell me.
Like that was basically Birth of a Nation meets Doctor Doolittle. Like it was, the undertones were not so subtle at all. It was here's this big black ape. Here's this big black monkey come to destroy everything. And here comes this lily white woman in an all white dress,
All white dress.
and he's the only one that loves her. But then he harms her just because his animal nature is too ferocious for him to get over it. Like that movie was straight up coon
Yeah.
face.
You
And
gotta be careful. You gotta be careful with some of them old TV shows and old cartoons. They were a little
oh
bit
god.
a little bit dicey when it came to all that situation.
But you know
Which
what? This is what I love about where we are, right? I think you're about to go here. With all of them being circulated now, resyndicated, they're having to put up all of these disclaimers and stuff. Images might be out of date or out of touch with current
right.
society thoughts or whatever.
Don't
Like
sue us. It was cool back then.
it was cool. We could say all of this and do all of that, and nobody got hurt at all. Except for that the Weinstein group, but that's another conversation.
Yeah.
But dude, so where we have today, what we have discovered today is number one, everybody's Christmas pictures make Jesus cry. That's one. I think we've decided that. And your New Year's resolution is the absolute lie. Everybody's.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, Sputnik and movies and shows thereof have now confused the populace to a place that we don't understand what the difference between good and bad is as far as cinema. And I'm right here with you with video game. Back to this. I'm not gonna be here long. Just I gotta throw this in because again, I got a young son. He's under the age of 10, and we're playing video games. And the things he has me play are absolutely atrocious. Like if they released those games when Nintendo came out, I would have set them on fire and laughed maniacally. These games. Have you ever played the game Human Fall Flat?
I have not. And
Have you ever heard of it?
I think it's the one where you run and you get knocked off obstacles. Is that the one? Oh, that's not.
No,
That's Fall Guys.
that's Fall Guys. Human Fall Flat is just it's the best I can describe it is if the creators got super gone on shrooms and decided that the balloon people from the used car places, the little balloon guys outside, the flappy guys,
Yeah, the flappy guy.
if they could have autonomy and walk around and move objects, but you're still floppy like a balloon guy. So they created that game, Human Fall Flat, and it has no point. You just and that seems like a running theme of games today. Like somehow they've tricked our kids into believing that really bad pixelated and horrible resolution games like Minecraft. Dude, Minecraft gives me motion sickness. Human Fall Flat gives me motion sickness just because it looks so awful and the screen is so jarring. Things are not even centered. And then they had the absolute audacity, the unmitigated gall, the testicular fortitude to make a game called uh, Gang Busters, Gangster something. It's by the same people that made Human Fall Flat. So it's the same kind of people, the little blob people. And you're fighting with them. And the whole point is to pick them up and throw people off of the board so you can maneuver to the next map. And I was looking at him, I said, son, this game is horrible. Like I had to be honest with him. And son, this game is awful. No, it's not, daddy. It's wonderful. You have to fight each other. I said, no. Listen, son, I love you. I brought him to me. I caressed his head. I put his head on my chest and whispered in his ear, son, I love you. But this game is eye diarrhea. I hate it. I hate everything about it. There are so many things wrong with it. And he like had a hissy fit if he could not get it. So things now, that's why I'm going back to my original point. You don't have to be good anymore. The matrix has been exploded. You
Well,
do not have to be good anymore. These
I
people
don't.
have made money off of these things, man.
I think that's the. I think that but there is your line. Is I think that it has lulled a certain demographic of the population to be to like I say back to the OnlyFans part about being pimp. It has allowed a certain part of the population to accept low graphics, to accept no thought, to accept these games, um, because we've become accustomed to it. Now you got the fighting community who expects the graphic design, they expect the theaters, they expect
Yeah.
the thing. You got the first person shooter community, they
Yeah.
expect this. Even this new game Cyberpunk came out with so many bugs and everybody
Oh
thinks,
my God. Everybody and I don't
but
and people just know I'm not a gamer, but I've heard so much flack about Cyberpunk. I want to buy it just to see if I can even discern how bad it is. Like I can't.
see
Last
here.
game I was really into was Lord of the Rings on Xbox. That lets you know. Boom.
Here is how the pimp comes in, right? So the good game, the game that the developers taking time in, the artists, the good game costs you $60, right? The
Okay.
terrible game only costs you $14,
But that
and you feel
but
like that's a deal. That's a
but
deal.
no.
It only cost me
No, that's
$14, or it's a deal. It's like a
oh
homeless woman offering you a $7 hand job. Yeah, no, she ain't washed her hands in 7 days, and she might have a spot, of the
a
gout
touch of
thing.
syphilis.
You know, a brief hint of urine aroma, brief,
Jesus.
but
Lord,
$7 is a really good job, a deal for a
I
hand job.
can't pass up $7. That is the
Uh,
hand job value menu.
listen, listen, $7 for a hand job, you can't beat that. I mean, you can't beat that. I've tried, but you cannot beat it. Okay, so they look at these
Oh
terrible
God.
games. They cost cheap. People start playing it. They play it forever, and then they get the microtransactions. Oh, I want a new face on my floppy body, or I want a new jacket on my
Right.
floppy man. And then the
Yes.
micro transactions hit because, in comparison, I would have spent 60. I only spent 14. Well,
Yeah.
the gaming company is going
Until
to
I
make
pay for all the skins and pay 100.
they're gonna make it up. They're gonna make it up regardless. They're gonna make it up, and they're gonna get their money. So that's the thing that I guess this uh the history of pimping probably could be the title of this
I don't think it needs to be, but we can
episode.
talk about that later. Yeah, sure.
uh, but it's that reality that we have just come. We have been lulled to a point where we just accept. I was listening to the new Too Short and E40 album.
which by itself is just an anomaly.
Too Short has a song called Digital Trick, right?
Okay.
And he goes into the people who provide the financial gain for the women online, and women they can't even touch, and women they can't even see. They're just paying bills for them. And it's just an interesting mirror to society because this is what we've become accustomed to. I remember,
But
here's the thing. I remember very vividly when
oh
the
boy.
the prettiest girl in your town to
Oh
you
man.
to
Okay.
you was
Yeah.
the prettiest girl in the world. You know what I mean? She might have been
Mm-hmm.
and even if she was ugly,
Oh God.
she was still beautiful in your town.
Oh
You know,
Jesus.
and I grew up in small town Arkansas. So it's like the bad one
So that
in
was your
our
cousin?
the bad one in our town, but was phenomenal. And sadness is she's probably going to marry the best catch in our small town. And those high school sweethearts are going to go on and have a wonderful life and have several kids and have a happy marriage until he gets caught with a stripper named
Oh
Cindy or a stripper named Cinnamon, and it all
no, no,
falls
no, not a
apart.
stripper, sir. Instagram model.
Oh no, back then it would have been stripper.
Oh,
So
back then stripper.
yeah,
Okay, got you.
but now because the game has changed so much that the guys in the small towns aren't competing with the other guys in the small towns anymore. Now they're competing with the world. They're competing with every man who has a digital device who is willing to hit that button and say like and send that comment or send that cash out or send that PayPal request. Now you're competing with the world. And
See, now I'm about to flip this on its head though. When you get
okay,
through this, I'm gonna flip this on its head.
go ahead.
Now, so what you just actually described is a world that's better for both people, him and her. And I'm gonna tell you why. You may remember a time where the prettiest girl in your hometown was prettiest girl. I remember that same time. We're only a year apart, so I get it. I came out of a small town in West Tennessee. Got you. But here's the problem. Now I can see the 10th prettiest girl in 3 towns over. And the difference is she actually knows she's the 10th prettiest girl in 10 towns over or whatever. 3 towns over. And I know I'm the 27th best looking guy in my town and I can still shoot my shot. So even though, like you described earlier, the top echelon of anything are going to find their way to each other. So the woman who's out here and she's creating the most thirst. I'm not going to say she looks the best or whatever. I'm just going to say she's creating the most quantifiable
Highest
thirst.
creating high demand.
High demand. She's creating the highest demand. The guy who has the most expendable income or willing to dispose of his disposable income to give it to her, they're going to find each other. Cool. But the people under there that are participating in that world as well, they'll find each other too.
Yeah, but see,
And so
I think that I think that it sets people up for failure
it's
because
all failure.
yeah, yes, I living in Maryland currently, I might find a woman in Idaho attractive, right? And I
That's an
might
interesting choice of state, but sure, go ahead.
right, and I might figure out, hey, I'm digitally communicating, FaceTiming, blah blah blah, all the situations, but I have no intent to move to Idaho, and she has no intent to move to Maryland. But she's good looking and she's willing to entertain me as long as I'm paying, or as long as I am social currency or real currency paying
Hmm.
for her attention. It's
Hmm.
just an interesting conundrum because after a while, um, you have people who are overlooking, you know,
Real opportunities in front of them.
real opportunities
Yeah.
for this digital fantasy.
You're overlooking the secretary who's a solid 7.5, and your 3.5 self, she's actually looking at you, but you like nah, because the girl in Idaho is what it is.
Right, because you want this girl in Atlanta who she got all of the 26 good looking dudes in the capital United States. She got all of them in her DMs, which is it's just
Mm.
interesting that we have this has now become the new standard that overlooking we don't even communicate in our communities even more because we're so we're so hyper focused on these digital relationships. But this has been your boy Doug.
Yeah, your boy Dot, Willie Dot. Let's get it.
Hey man, real quick, were you there when we met Spicy for the first time?
Oh God. No.
Okay, you must have just left.
To be continued.
Peace.
Peace.